Hey darling, how you doing? Welcome to the Psychic B channel. In this picky card reading, we are going to be looking at what's blocking you from your next income bracket. There are three decks for you to choose from. This is deck one. You can decide to choose by number or you can decide to choose by crystals. This is deck one, the Selenite deck, deck two, the Obsidian deck, and deck three, the Tiger's Eye deck. Which of these three decks calls to you? You can also choose to pick by crystals. In this pick a card reading, we are going to be looking at what's blocking your next income bracket. How can you overcome these blocks? We'll also look at emotional support you need to overcome these blocks, as well as messages from your higher self to help you overcome these blocks that prevent you from accessing your next income bracket. And lastly, we'll look at your ancestors, what your ancestors need you to know, guidance from your ancestors to help you assess this next income bracket is opening up for you. Alright, my darling. So, if you've chosen your deck, let's go on to this deck one. See, hi, darling. If you chose deck one, the Selenite deck, let's look at what's blocking your next income bracket. Okay, so starting off with the first tarot card, you got King of Cups. You are being guided to step into the place of expressing yourself more. The next income bracket opening up for you is going to require you to really allow your creativity to flow. Allow yourself to fully express your creative desires, your creative ideas. Fully let your imagination take place. Right now, you are restricting the flow of your creativity because you want it to fit into a certain box, because you want it to fit into a certain timeline, because you want it to fit a certain picture of what you've always done, how you've always played, and you're being asked to step into the role of becoming the King of Cups. This is someone who is very creative. This is someone, basically a creator who monetizes their creations to provide them with the kind of lifestyle they want. Your next income bracket is not going to come from you relying on others to pay you for your time. Your next income bracket is going to come from you expressing your creativity, you expressing your emotions, you allowing your emotions to take root, you allowing yourself to freely feel, to fully express your imaginations, to fully express your emotions, to fully allow yourself to allow emotions to flow through you. I'm also saying something of you stepping into the role of people seeking your advice and you being able to guide them from a very balanced emotional place. From a very balanced emotional place, because you are able to take your emotions and charge up your emotions and let it power you through to the next level. If you chose that one, what's blocking you from accessing your next income bracket right now is your inability to allow your emotions take root, to allow your emotions flow freely, to allow your emotions guide you. What's blocking you from accessing your next income bracket is you not stepping into the role of the King of Cups, of someone who is emotionally intelligent, of someone who is emotionally self aware, of someone who is emotionally wise, who is emotionally, there's something coming up about you understanding the power of your emotions and being able to leverage it. I'm also picking up on the fact that you're supposed to be someone who is able to guide others through your emotions, able to guide others also through emotional turmoils and through emotional chaos. You're someone who is supposed to step into the role of being a counselor or being a coach. That's where your next income bracket lies. It lies in you being able to make abundance out of the wealth of your emotions, being able to let your emotions guide you. Someone who is so tapped in with their intuition, someone who is able to intuit, being able to figure out the next steps based on what your emotional system has been telling you, based on the emotions pouring through, based on what you can feel, allowing your feelings to direct you in what you should pay attention to, in what you should give your attention to, in what you should pay mind to. That is what's currently blocking you at this time. All right, so let's see, how can you overcome these blocks? You can manifest your every wish. So if you choose that one, there's something about you at this time trying to hold yourself back from your full desires, your emotional dreams, trying to hold yourself back from the things you really, really want to manifest in your life, trying to hold yourself back from what your emotions are trying to tell you in terms of who you should be with, where you should be with the person, where you should be staying, what you should be doing, what you should be spending your time doing. There's something about you. What I'm saying is like you shrugging off your emotions, like, oh, that's a very illogical decision. I can't make that decision. It's not logical. You are afraid to make decisions based on your emotions, and that's what's stopping you from accessing your next income bracket. Your next income bracket really requires you really requires you to manifest your every wish. Your next income bracket really requires you to allow your dreams to fly, to allow yourself to truly feel. There's also something I'm picking up about you. You need to create a vision board for yourself, a vision board that is emotionally fulfilling, not a vision board that is based on logic or logistics of thinking, oh, because you've only done A plus B, so you cannot receive 10x. No, your vision board that you need to create now is one that comes and stems from the fact that what you are feeling, let it guide what you manifest into your life. Let how you're feeling, let it decide and guide you into what you should be, more of what you want and less of what you want. Your feelings, your emotions are very strong at this time. Your emotions are very strong at this time, and they have a lot to say to you. But it's like you're blocking yourself from listening to what your emotions are trying to say. Instead of you to tune in, you try to keep yourself busy. Instead of you to tune in, to relax, to let your emotions flow through you and power through you and really reveal what they're trying to bring into your 3D reality. Your emotions are trying to speak to you, but you blocked yourself from listening to them. You're blocking yourself from listening to them. You're blocking because what I keep hearing you say, oh, this is a flight of fancy. No, this cannot be real. It cannot be that easy. It cannot be that easy to receive everything I want without having to work hard for it. It cannot be that easy. There's also something here about there's a love relationship here or a love partnership where your partner kind of like sees what you are capable of, or they share some ideas with you, but you hold yourself back from believing it fully or receiving their emotional guidance fully. There's also something coming up about you not allowing yourself to listen to your intuition while your intuition is trying to talk to you and you're not listening. Your higher self has also been sending messages through your partner and they've been sharing these ideas to you. Your dreams have also become a lot more vivid. And in your dreams, you are seeing the clear signs of what you need to do, where you need to go. But when you wake up, you shrug it off like, no, it cannot be that. That does not make sense. That's not realistic. That's not logical. You're someone who is very practical. You're someone who is very analytical, and it's difficult for you to tap into your emotions. It's difficult for you to allow your emotions hold sway over your decisions simply because you don't trust your emotions. Your next income bracket, stepping into your next level of abundance, is going to require you to lean into your emotions, become the master of your emotions, not manipulating your emotions or the emotions of the people around you, but becoming a mastermind, someone who truly is emotionally intelligent, who is emotionally aware, who understands how their decisions affect the people close to them, who understands how their decisions affect the people in their life, who understands how their decisions affect their loved ones, and being able to move with that maturity, being able to move with that intelligence, someone who is self-aware of their own emotions and the emotions of others, meaning you are able to see your emotions and see it as, oh, this is information. Not see your emotions as, oh, no, this is something I don't want to deal with. No, you need to become someone who is able to see their emotions as, okay, this is information. Analysis can I, what results, what analysis can I derive from this data set that this information is making available to me. Okay, so to step into your next income bracket, you need to step into the role of the King of Cups, and you need to allow yourself to believe. You need to allow yourself to believe that everything you want to call into your life is possible. Everything you want to manifest into your life is possible. Everything you're trying to bring into your life is possible. There's also a very strong emphasis on your intuition being very, very strong. Your intuition coming to you, your intuition being very, very strong, your gut instinct being very, very strong. You might have Pisces significant in your chart. Your dreams are also very, very vivid. Your dreams are very, very symbolic, very, very symbolic. They're very symbol heavy. Your dreams, sometimes you dream of things that happened the next day. Almost like your dreams kind of like foretell events before they happen. Your dreams are mini previews of prophecies, of premonitions before they happen. But there's a part of you being so scared of relying fully on your emotions and the guidance of your emotions. And that is what's blocking you from manifesting and stepping into your next income bracket. All right, listen, what guidance do you need from? Okay, so your emotions are telling you that you need to release. You need to release your stranglehold on practicality. You need to release your need for things to make sense. You need to release your need for structure, for order, for logic. You need to release your need for things to be decided in a way that flows instead of allowing yourself to release, to be free to flow, to go with the flow. There's something about you struggling to go with the flow, and rather you want a defined path set ahead of you. You want your steps exactly outlined. You want a defined path set ahead of you. You want your steps exactly outlined, and this stops you from focusing on your desires. This stops you from focusing on your imagination. This stops you from focusing on your wishes. This stops you from focusing on your manifestations. This stops you from focusing on your wishes because you want to have a logical, clear structure. You want to have the plan outlined. You want to have your next move outlined. You want everything to be purposefully laid out in front of you. You guys might also be seeing, you will also be seeing leopards and cheetahs at this time. So your emotions are guiding you to release. Release your need to know. Release your need to have all the answers. Release your need to have all the plans. Release your need to have all the results. Release your need, just release all the expectations you have of, oh, I want it to go this way. I want it to go this way at a certain time, in a certain place, according to this time. Those things are limiting your manifestations, they are limiting your wishes, they are limiting you and stopping you from stepping into this next level income bracket, the next income bracket for you, your next abundance level. You have to, at this time, release all the things you are holding on to that are making you feel like you need to have it all structured, you need to have it all planned, you need to have it all detailed, you need to have it all outlined. Release the need. Release the need to know how it all ends. No further guidance for them at this time. Okay, so you've got six of coins. Release the need. There's also something about you holding on to all you have because you are worried that if you release what you've been working for, if you release all what you've accumulated, if you release all what you've saved up, you're not going to receive more. You're not going to be able to receive more. And then there's just something at this time that you need to allow yourself to release to receive. You got the Page of Cups, got the King of Cups, and then the Page of Cups. At this time, you need to allow yourself to release to receive. Your inspiration can come from anywhere. You are limiting your goals, you are limiting your blessings to a particular location, to a particular place that you can only manifest in a certain way. This is the time for you to follow your curiosity. This is the time for you to not want to have a plan, to not have to wait for a plan, to not have to wait for You don't have to wait for the final answers. You don't have to wait for the final clue before you take the first step. What's stopping you now is your inability to be curious, to want more. It's like what you have, you're not exactly content with what you have because you know you should be receiving more. But you're also struggling to release what you have to be able to receive more. Releasing what you have to be able to receive more means that you are open, means that you are curious, means that you are excited, means that you are ready to let your intuition lead you. There's someone you should be spending time with. This person is very emotional. This person is very tapped in with their intuition. This is someone who has a lot of safe feelings for you. This is someone who wants to see you become the best version of yourself. This is someone who wants to see all your dreams come to life. But they cannot bring these dreams into manifestations for you. You have to give yourself the permission to want what you want. You have to give yourself the permission to go after your desires. You have to give yourself the permission to dream bigger than what you've already achieved. You have to give yourself the permission to experience what else is out there instead of you just saying that, okay, because of all you've received, because of all you've held, because of all you've accomplished, you don't want to lose all of those for uncertainty. But your next income bracket lies in you being able to release what you currently hold, what you've currently acquired, to be able to release it, not for uncertainty, because the universe is ready to bless you in multiple ways. Everything you think you have now that you're struggling to release, that you're struggling to let go of, to be able to step into the place of wonder, of curiosity, of following a map without an outlined, detailed plan. Everything is going to be doubled, but you need to allow yourself to release. You need to allow yourself to be curious. You need to allow yourself to listen to your intuition, listen to your emotions, and really see what they are guiding you to. And really see what they're guiding you to. At this time, you need to be open to planning a new life. Again, you can manifest your every wish, and this is the Page of Cups. Be open to being curious about what is out there for me. What this person is telling me, these ideas, how they see me, is it really possible? Is this thing really possible? Can I really go on to become this person that they see? Yes, you can, but you have to allow yourself to become that person. Your partner, picking up this energy of a partner, they cannot become that person for you, but they already see what's possible. You have to allow yourself to see it. This is time for you to try new things. This is time for you to try new adventures. This is time for you to go in a way you've never gone before. This is time for you to trust and lean all the way into your emotions. All right, let's see what's here from your higher self. Okay, so your higher self, you got builder. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. So at this time, you are being guided to become someone who builds. There's something about you building out a new creative adventure, a new creative venture that stems from a new creative venture that is something you want to create, something you are creating based on what you really feel pleasure, what you find pleasure in, what you really want to create, not because it's going to bring you income, not because it's going to bring you popularity, not because it's going to bring you fame. No, this is you being guided to build what really allows you to step in and tap into your emotions and your intuition. What you know that if you lie on your deathbed, the one regret you would have that, oh, I wish I spent time doing that thing. I wish I spent time building out that idea. I wish I spent time going in that direction. I wish I spent time manifesting these wishes and these desires into my life. That is what you are being called to build now. It doesn't have to make logical sense, but Spirit is saying whatever you invest into this new venture and you are being guided to go into is going to be returned to you times twofold. It's going to be returned to you times twofold. You're someone who is able to build, but now, if previously you've been building for others, now it's time for you to build for yourself. Your next income bracket lies in you being able to build for yourself, and not just building what makes practical, logical sense, not just building what makes logical, financial sense, rather building from from the depth of your emotions, building from the depth of your feelings, letting your intuition guide what you're building and burst into life. Your dreams are being very, 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 very vivid at this time. And I'm going to advise you to, as soon as you wake up, make sure you write down your dreams so that you don't forget. Your dreams are being very vivid. It's almost like you're walking through the library of your life in your dream time, and you're being shown like, okay, this is the next chapter. It's just that when you're shown the next chapter, it's just that one page you are shown. You're not shown the next steps. So you're having struggle allowing yourself to believe what is possible, what is achievable. This is the time for you to lean all the way into your emotions, lean all the way into your intuition. Let yourself be guided to create what only you can create because it's been deposited within you. And you're going to find a lot of success from this. All right, let's see guidance from your ancestors. So you got Jumbi, mask, Mbokun, soul, forgiveness. Okay, there's something I'm picking up about you having had to struggle. You guys will be saying 888 a lot, as well as 588. There's something about you having had to struggle in childhood, and this has forced you to. You might have been someone who was very creative. Maybe you were into music, or you were into painting. There's something I'm saying about creativity with emotions. So maybe you were very imaginative, or you were very artistic. You could sing, you could write music, you could dance, you could write poem, you could make pictures, you could paint, you could play instruments. There's something about when you were younger, you were very creative, you were very artistic, you were very imaginative. But due to the circumstances of when you were growing up, you were forced to put on mask, to conform, just to be able to survive, to conform, to be able to thrive, to conform, to build up this sense of success within you. But at this time, it's time for you to, at this time, your ancestors are guiding you to take off your mask so that you can truly, it's you've played as other people for too long. You've become the version of what other people want from you for too long. You've been playing as other people, what they need from you. Because of what they need from you, you've been conforming your identity and yourself to what people need of you, to what people expect from you for too long. Now it's time for you to step into who you truly are. Allow your inner child to be free. Allow yourself to truly express your desires, to truly express your emotions. That is what's going to lead you into the next level of your income bracket, into the next income bracket. You're being guided to forgive yourself at this time. Forgive yourself for not choosing yourself when you were younger. Forgive yourself for some of you, maybe it's like almost like maybe you felt like you were born into the wrong family, or you felt like you didn't have the support that you wish you could have had when you were younger. You are needing to forgive yourself to understand that this was also part of your life story. This was also part of your soul journey. But now you've come to the place of leaving those stories behind. It's time for you to write a new story. It's time for you to write a new story for yourself. It's time for you to go on a new adventure. It's time for you to go on a new emotional venture. It's time for you to really, really let yourself be curious about what is possible for me if I didn't have to focus on, because I'm doing this because it's going to bring me the most abundance. I'm doing this because it's going to bring me the most income. What if you change your questions to, I am doing this because it is what is the most emotionally fulfilling thing I could be doing at this time? And Spirit is saying, once you're able to change your direction, once you're able to change your focus to what brings you the most emotional fulfillment, immediately attached to it is your next income bracket. Your next income bracket is not going to come from you following a practical plan anymore. You've got seven of wands. Your next income bracket is not going to come from you. Okay, so you got seven of wands. You've got the lover's card, and you got star. So your next income bracket is not going to come from you doing what is regular, doing what is logical, doing what is practical. As I said before, your partner is very significant to this next level of income. Your next income bracket is tied in with your ability to tune into your emotions, tune into the emotions of your partner, becoming more emotionally intelligent, and that's going to open the door for you to manifest your deepest desires, because you still have those desires to express your artistic creativity, but you keep on tamping them down because it doesn't just make sense in this world. Like you're like artists don't get paid as much as you would get paid if you were doing your regular job, if you're building your regular career. But spirit is like, what you're going to do, you're not just going to express your art, you're going to build a foundation, an empire, a legacy that is going to allow the generations coming after you, it will give them the freedom to also go after their emotional dreams. But then, and this is linked to your soul purpose. This is linked to your soul purpose. So are you going to allow yourself to be free? Are you going to allow yourself to have hope about what is coming? Are you going to allow yourself to regenerate? Are you going to allow yourself to receive so that you can elevate? There's positive news waiting for you in connection with your partner. There's something about two heads coming together as one. Both of you, there's something you're supposed to do together. There's a world problem, there's a soul assignment you both have in unison that you to require both of you to come together and build this thing out. Your partner can try to build, but without your own concurrent contribution, they can only go halfway of the journey. So are you going to meet this person halfway? Are you going to meet them halfway so that your ideas and what you are able to build, because this is not something your partner can do alone. They need your support. They need you to contribute your own part. They need you to show up as you, the king of cups. They need you to step into your most powerful emotional self. They need you to really, really tap in with your emotions and your intuition for you to be able to access the next level of income. Because there's peace here, there's hope here, there's healing here, there's positive news, there's good news here, there's fame here, there's popularity, there's success here. But you are struggling to release all that you've held on to. You are struggling to release your old ways of doing things, your old ways of being. You are struggling to release You're struggling to release the illusions and the misconceptions around what success means. You're struggling to release what it means for someone to be successful, for someone to be rich, for someone to be wealthy, for someone to be abundant. How you've always thought about this, how you've always gone about this needs to change. How you've always used your creative gift and your abilities, how you've always built, how you've always worked, it needs to change, because you're being called to go into the place of working with your divine partner, of coming together with your divine partner, of working in unison with your divine partner to be able to fulfill your soul assignment. And you guys, what you're working on, what you'll be working on, what you'll be creating is going to be something that is going to impact the world. This is something that is going to impact the world. But you're being afraid to step into this role. You're being afraid to become the person who is able to build from their dreams and their intuition. Alright, my love. So if you choose that one, that's what's stopping you from accessing your next income bracket. That's what's stopping you from receiving your next level of income, receiving your next level of abundance. Let me know how this reading resonated for you. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe to this channel, subscribe to Psychic Bee so that you can always stay aware of new readings. And if this reading resonated with you, make sure you like and leave a comment. I love you. Alright, darling. So if you chose deck 2, the Obsidian deck, here's what's blocking your next income bracket. So let's see. You've got the Ten of Wands. Okay. Right now, what's blocking your next income bracket is the inability for you to find help, for you to find support. You are doing too much. You are doing too much for little rewards. You are doing too much for little gains. You are striving too much. You are doing so much. Now it's time for you to allow in support. It's time for you to delegate. It's time for you to make other people responsible. It's time for you to release people who cannot support you. You're carrying too much weight. And because of this, it is blocking you from accessing your next income bracket. This is time for you to call in support. It is time for you to release trying to do too much, trying to be everywhere at once, trying to be everything to everyone all at once. This is the time for you to focus also. There's also something about focus that is going to be required of you to move into your next income bracket. This next income bracket is going to require you to choose and focus on what is going to bring you the most joy, what is going to bring you the most results, what you feel most passionate about, what you feel most excited about, what you feel most enthusiastic about, what you feel most creative about, what brings you the most passion, what arouses your passion the most. At this time, you are needing to delegate, give unto, call in support for the things you cannot do, call in support for the things that require more of you and give you less results, for the things that require more of you and fill you with less passion, for the things that require more of you and give you less excitement. It is time for you to release those to people that can work with you, people that can help you, people that can support you. What is blocking your next income bracket is your inability to focus and choose what you must do and what you must leave undone. Okay, so let's see. How can you overcome these blocks at this time? It's time for you to forgive. It's time for you to forgive. Okay, so deck 2. You are struggling to call in support. You are struggling to get help because you've also held yourself back based on how people in the past have not showed up for you, how they didn't keep their promises, how they didn't play their part, how they didn't shoulder their own burdens, how they didn't deliver on their promises. For some of you, I'm saying something about maybe there was just a project that you needed help with, and then realizing that nobody around you could do it, even though you gave people to do, they could not take responsibility for it. And then the failure ended up at your table, at your feet. The failure ended up being attributed to you. And it made you feel like, oh, if I'd done it by myself, that wouldn't have happened. So because of that, you've kind of like just overwhelmed yourself. Because of that, you've forgotten how to ask for help. You've forgotten how to ask for support. You've forgotten how to reach out for help, to say, oh, help me. There's also something here about forgiving yourself for how other people have showed up. Also around how you have showed up, how the expectations you've placed on yourself. There's something about you needing to forgive yourself for the expectations you've placed on yourself, for the expectations you've allowed other people to place on you, and how this has derived. Because what I'm just picking up here is your inability to be as creative as you desire, your inability to step into joy, your inability to express your desires and your passion. That is what's blocking you from your next income bracket. Okay, so you got Three of Cups. You need to forgive the people who could not show up for you. These were maybe your colleagues or your community. I'm also being directed to guide you to the last. There was a reading I published, I channeled around who you need to forgive. I'm going to link it somewhere in the cards to just around here. Just check it. Okay. So these are persons you felt like, oh, you could share your ideas with. These were persons you felt like, oh, they could support you, they could help you. You felt like you could trust them. But these persons, they kind of like, they broke your trust. They went back on their promises. They didn't hold up to their end of the bargain. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. They didn't show up. They didn't support you. They didn't give you the benefit of the doubt. They didn't give you the resources you needed to succeed. They didn't give you the resource. I just keep on picking the energy of resources and support. They didn't give you what you needed to succeed. So because of that, you forced yourself to do it all by yourself. Because of that, you decided to shoulder all the responsibility. Because of that, you made yourself believe that you had to carry all the weight by yourself. You made yourself believe that there was no support you could receive. You made yourself believe that you only had to do it all by yourself. Now is the time for you to release this belief, to release this way of working with others, to release this way of shouldering burdens. You need to focus, forgive yourself for wanting to do too much, forgive yourself for not realizing that the people you trusted with your dreams and your visions, they could not support you. I'm saying something about this person's ending up backbiting, kind of like they were like snakes in the grass, green snakes in the green grass. Instead of them helping you, they ended up injuring you. And because of that, for some of you, I'm also picking up maybe you shared an idea with someone and then they ran away with it. Something that was your intellectual property that just came through very direct. Okay. So if you chose deck two, at this time you're needing to forgive. At this time you're needing to forgive yourself. You're needing to forgive others for how they could not show up for you, for how they could not hold up to their ends of the bargain. All right, let's see. Guidance from your emotions at this time. You got intuition, moon maybe. So at this time, you need to allow yourself to, first of all, your focus, you being able to choose what you're going to focus on, is going to come from guidance from your higher self. It's going to come through your intuition. Your intuition is going to make clear to you the direction in which you should go, where you should focus all your energy, your attention, and your passion, where you should focus on, who you should call into. And there's also something about your intuition told you that this person's that let down your trust, this person's that betrayed you, this person's that let you down, this person's that hindered you. Your intuition warned you, but you didn't listen to your intuition, and that's why you feel more horrible. That's why you feel more like you cannot forgive yourself. Your intuition warned you about this person's, about how much you trusted them, how much trust you were placing in them, and how it was not worthy. But you didn't listen to your intuition. So when they eventually showed up, they showed out, they showed their true colors. It made you just feel very, very bad. It made you feel very like, oh, you could have, like, you felt like you needed to beat yourself up. So that feeling of wanting to beat yourself up now translated into you deciding to pour all your energy and your attention into this manifestation, into this physical labor, into this putting all your effort, because you're like, oh, if you had listened to your intuition, that wouldn't have happened. So there's also something about you struggling to release and forgive yourself. Not even just this person who betrayed your trust, but you're struggling to forgive yourself for not knowing better. You're struggling to forgive yourself for having failed to listen to your intuition. You're struggling to forgive yourself for having failed to take the guidance of your gut, because your gut instinct told you like, oh, think twice about giving these people these ideas. Think twice about telling them about your plans. Think twice about asking for their help. But what is also going to help you overcome this blockage to you assessing your next income bracket is going to be about you listening to your intuition. Your intuition is still what is going to guide you on how to move forward. Your intuition is going to guide you on the kind of support you really require and where you can really find the support, who you can really lean on, who is going to be a worthy member of your community, of your audience, of your platform, of your company, of your team. Who can you really lean on? Who can you really share your ideas with? Who will really buy into your ideas? Who will really execute on your creative vision? Your intuition is still what is going to lead you. So your work is to forgive yourself so that you can go back to listening to your intuition. Because the self-loathing, the self-depreciation, the negative self-talk of, oh, I'm seeing like slapping your head, like, oh, no, you should have done better. Almost like just guilt tripping yourself, belittling your ability to make the right decision, almost like just holding yourself hostage to that moment in time when you did listen to your intuition. But your intuition at this time is like, okay, fine, you did listen, but you can listen now. And you need to see it as an exercise in self trust. You need to see it as just accept it like, okay, now you know how to distinguish between the voice in your head and the voice of your soul. Now you know when your gut instinct says that, oh, this is the right way, this is the wrong way, you're able to differentiate between both. Why don't you see it as a lesson so that you can move forward? I said, why don't you see it as a lesson so that you can move forward? What support do you need at this time to help you connect with your intuitions? Okay, le vaisseau, you've got voyage, changement, distance. So it's almost like you need to put yourself in new situations. For some of you, there's also a trip that maybe you've been thinking about or daydreaming about or visualizing. That's going to be very releasing. You guys are going to be seeing a lot of threes, three, three, threes. There's also something about you needing to, if you can, take a boat trip. There's something about being out in the open on water and then the undulating effect of the waves is going to teach you how to just let things go so that more things can come. The wave pattern. There's also something maybe studying the wave pattern or just staring at a body of water and seeing how the waves move is going to allow you to also let your emotions, this self-loathing is going to give you the grace for you to let it go so that more different can come. There's just something about you at this time needing to change up your emotions, change your attitude, change your reaction. You need to allow yourself to change your reaction. Change your reaction to this incident that happened. Change your reaction to this incident that happened. Instead of you holding on to the pain and struggling with all what you need to do, there's more for you to do. Your next income bracket is going to require you to do less because the less you're doing is going to allow you to focus on doing more. So all of these 10 ones, all of these businesses, all of these responsibilities, they are not going to allow you to move into your next income bracket because your focus is too scattered. Now it's time for you to focus. Focus on what is going to bring you the most emotional fulfillment. Focus on what is going to bring you the most creative fulfillment. Focus on what is going to bring you the most joy. And your intuition is going to guide you on how to choose and who to partner with and who you should delegate to, who can do the other things. Focus on the core and outsource the rest. Your intuition is going to guide you on what you should be focusing on and what you should be outsourcing. There's also a trip I'm still picking up. If you've been feeling led to take a trip, even if it's just a short trip, Take it. There's something about a change in environment is also going to allow you to move freely into this next income bracket. Changing your environment, you're going to meet new people, you're going to see new situations, new events are going to come into your reality. That's just going to help you to leave this stuck and fixed energy. To leave the stuck and fixed energy. All right, let's see. What guidance do you need from your higher self? Okay, so you got family. Loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. Freedom. You're free to do what you choose. And support. Your life purpose fully supports you. Okay, so again, that thing of support. For some of you, maybe these persons you dealt with previously, they were family members who let you down. Family members, friends will let you down, and that just made you close off from everybody. But out of all your family members and friends, there are still persons you can lean on. There are still persons who are there to guide you. There are still persons who are there to support you. You're not supposed to do everything all by yourself. You're not supposed to try to figure it out all by yourself. There's also still this energy of freedom, of you letting yourself be free. For some of you, this might be you thinking like you have to focus on the family business and put your own personal creative dreams to bed because you feel like you have to focus on family business. Try to find a way of finding, try to pay attention to your intuition to guide you to the family members who you can actually delegate to and free you up to go. Maybe for some, there's this energy I'm picking up of traveling that is going to be very eventful for you. It's like you need to give yourself just that freedom. Freedom, being free from responsibilities, being free from taking care of everyone else, being free from showing up for everyone else, being free from being the one that's providing everything for everyone else. You are needing to let yourself be free. You being free, you desiring freedom is also going to make it easier for you to call in this support that will truly nourish you and that will free you up so that you can focus on what truly brings you joy, not what you just show up for because you are responsible, because you feel responsible for it. No, this is you choosing to be free to focus on what is going to bring you the most fulfillment instead of just obligations. This is you being freed from obligations and duties and responsibilities and focus on what brings you the freest creative expression, makes you feel most creative, makes you feel most passionate, makes you feel most fulfilled instead of obligations, instead of duties, instead of responsibilities. It's time for you to introduce some fun and some change into your life. There's just still this energy of if you've been led to take a trip, take that trip. It's going to be very useful. You guys will be seeing 333s, 103, 1010 as well. Take that trip that is calling to you. It's going to bring in a fresh breath of air into your reality. It's going to bring in the newness and the freshness. Your next income bracket lies in you allowing yourself to be free. Allowing yourself to be free. For some of you, this new place you're being directed to, this new location is also going to give you the opportunity to grow your income, to access that next income bracket. Because where you are, you're overwhelmed and you cannot do anything else with what you have. It's time for you to dream a new dream. All right, let's see. Message from your ancestors at this time. Mama Goomba Bang. And then can you see the 3 3? Can you see the 3 3? This is speak up. Okay. So again, that message of you speaking up for what you want, you calling in support, you asking for support, you not being, don't feel like you have to do it all by yourself. Don't feel like you have to be the responsible one. Don't feel like you have to sacrifice your needs and your desires. You'll be surprised that your family members and your friends are able to step up to the plate. You'll be surprised about their willingness to step up to the plate. But it's just this betrayal in the past and this letting down that is making you struggle to ask for help. But your next income bracket is going to come from you speaking up for what you want, speaking up for your freedom, speaking up for your joy, speaking up for your passions, speaking up against your exhaustion, forgiving yourself, forgiving these people who could not show up for you the way you wanted, the way they could not show up for you, they could not fulfill their ends of the bargain, they could not hold up their ends of the bargain, they did not hold on to their promises, they did not keep their promises. This is time for you to release. You guys are going to be saying 333 a lot. This is time for you to release. Releasing, there's also something about a community. This community, I'm also being guided again to redirect you to that reading I channeled around who do you need to forgive. There's something about this being a community where you're at a disadvantage. This person just could not support you the way they needed to support you, the way you needed to be supported. These persons could not just give you what you needed, the resources, the support, the kindness, the encouragement, the benefit of the doubt. They could not give it to you. Now it's time for you to go in a new way. There's a trip that is coming up for you. And this is going to allow you to be free of these restrictions. It's going to allow you to be free of this burden. It's going to allow you to be free of this holding back. Your next income bracket lies in you forgiving yourself, focusing on what brings you the most joy, calling in support, leaning on support, delegating what does not fulfill you, focusing on your core, outsourcing, delegating the rest, and taking a trip, listening to your intuition. All right, my love. So if you chose deck two, let me know how this reading resonated for you. If this is your first time here and you like to see more readings like this, do subscribe. Okay, like this video, leave a comment. I would like to know how this reading resonated for you. So if you chose deck two, that's what's currently stopping you from accessing your next income bracket. All right, my love. So if you chose deck three, the tiger's eye deck, okay, this is what's blocking your next income bracket. So starting off with, let's look at the blocks. Okay, so you got the star, you've got four of cups, you've got five of cups, star, four of cups, five of cups, you've got two of swords, you've got two of wands, and then you've got eight of pentacles. Okay, so if you chose deck three, right now you're supposed to be allowing yourself to explore new ideas. There's a new opportunity being presented to you that you're supposed to take this opportunity. You're struggling to take the new opportunity, the new ideas, a new beginning that is going to launch you into stardom and fame. That is going to bring you the abundance you desire and deserve. But you're struggling to walk away from opportunities you've missed because you're all locked in. Your gaze is fixed on what is not working. You're not able to see the new opportunity being presented to you that is going to allow you to showcase your unique skills and abilities. That is going to allow you to really, really leverage what you've learned, leverage what you've known. This is also coming in for you to work in partnership. This new opportunity being presented to you is one that is going to require you to work in partnership. But there's something about you wanting to go it all alone. And because you're wanting to go it all alone, you're not paying heed and you're not giving attention to what this partner is proposing to you. This person is not yet partnered up with you. For some of you, this might be like a romantic interest, or maybe your partner, your spouse telling you that, oh, what if you work on this idea? What if we work on this idea together? But you're not taking heed to it because your gaze is right now is all fixed on what you feel like you've lost, on the opportunities you've missed, on what is seemingly not working, what didn't work out for you. At this time, you're supposed to be working in partnership with this partner. There's also something I'm picking up about One of you is very creative, the other of you is very communicative. There's something about your abilities at this time, your abilities, your skills, your gifts, your talents being balanced to bring about this new idea, to bring about this new business opportunity, to bring about this new project. Your next income stream, your next income bracket is going to come from you being positioned as the expert, being positioned as the one who is able to do more with less, who is able to guide others and how to get things done, who is able to connect the dots, not the one who necessarily works on the task, not the one who necessarily does the basic detailed work. You are being positioned to do the strategic high level work that you can do and you can effectively get done, that you can be efficient in, and it's going to allow you to leverage your accumulated skills, your acquired talents, your acquired gifts, your acquired expertise. But right now, you're still stuck in the mindset of wanting to play in it, wanting to, be all busy with the day to day, instead of realizing that you're being positioned and taken to the place where you can be the strategic expert, where you can be the team lead. There's advice that is incoming from your spouse, from your partner, that is going to solidify this new opportunity that spirit is presenting to you, but which you're holding yourself back from taking because your gaze is fixed on the result you didn't get, on what you wanted to work on, what you dedicated your attention, your effort, you poured your effort into this, but it didn't result into your desired goals. Instead of you learning and cutting short your mistake, and not necessarily a mistake, it's just more about um and it's not really about accepting defeat, but at this time you're being guided to walk away from what's no longer working, because this time should be spent on you moving forward, on you moving ahead, on you moving to the next phase in your journey, on you moving to your next career spot, on you taking up the next career opportunity that's going to bring you open, that's going to bring you more abundance, that's going to launch you into the next income bracket. Instead of you moving forward, taking this advice from this person that is very close to you, that is your spouse, your partner, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. There's an idea they've been giving to you, but you've been kind of like, what I'm hearing is you've been so stubborn and so reluctant and so obstinate to buy into their idea and what they're guiding you to do. And what they're guiding you to do. So let's see. How can you overcome these blocks? Okay, so you got confidence, it comes with time and practice, and let them go. Again confirmation, you are being launched into the role of the leader, of the expert, of the one who knows, but you are struggling to release, you are struggling to let go of the missed opportunities, what you've been striving for, what you've been working for. But spirit is like, there's no way ahead in this place, that you're stuck and hell bent on trying to make it work. The cups have spilled over. You cannot gather it back. Let it go. Let it go. Again, confirmation, same message, different decks. Again, let it go. This tree, as you can see, the tree is burning. Can you stop the tree from burning? Why are you still sitting here and waiting for it to bear you fruit, for it to bear seed, for it to grow? No, it has to burn down. It's already burning. You can't salvage it. There's nothing to be salvaged from this situation and this place you are in right now. It's time for you to let yourself move forward, for you to let yourself be confident, because where you are being taken to the role you are being taken to a leadership role, you are being taken to a team lead role, you are being taken to a guide role, a counselor's role, a coach's role, where you are not the one who plays as a member of the team. No, you are being positioned as a team lead. But this is going to come with, it's going to also help you build your confidence, which is something that's been affected because of this thing you were hell bent on, this idea you were hell bent on, this money moves you were hell bent on making, but they didn't pan out as you wanted. Okay, so spirit is like, so stop holding on to the lost opportunities and let me take you to where you need to be. Let me give you what you need to be receiving at this time. Let me take you to your next income bracket. Instead of being fixated on this idea that didn't pan out and didn't give you the profits that you were expecting, you are being launched into the role of the expert, And this is going to, it's what you need, it is what you need to build into your repertoire of skills and acquisitions and talents and abilities at this time, because the ability to build confidence at this time, the ability to lead others, the ability to direct others is going to be useful for your next phase. This phase you are being moved into is where where you become an expert in working with people, in partnering up, in guiding people to carry out your ideas, in leading and directing others, in coaching others, in helping others, in teaching others. This is no longer about you having to work up by yourself. You are now a skillful master. You've now accumulated a lot of talents. You've accumulated a lot of skills. You are now a master achiever. You are the master level. You are the peak of your skills. It's time for you to start teaching others. It's time for you to start teaching others how to get things done without you being embedded in the day-to-day grinding details. No, your work, you're now being positioned to take up a more strategic role. And this is going to teach you, it's going to help you to become more confident, but it's also going to, the confidence is going to come as you are doing it. It's going to come with time and practice. Yet, yes, you don't see yourself as a leader now. You don't see yourself as the one who other people can be reporting to, who is responsible for huge results, who is able to hold people responsible to deliverables. But it's going to come with time and practice as you do it, because once you build on that skill, you've taken to the next level. Again, you are not supposed to be stuck. Right now you are stuck, and you are not being open to the opportunity that spirit is bringing to you. Your spouse is also sharing this opportunity with you, but you're not being open to it. You are blindfolded and you're like, I'm confused, I don't know how to move forward. But the path to move forward has already been presented to you. Are you going to allow yourself to be the star, to shine your light, to let yourself be celebrated, to let yourself be taken to where you be celebrated, where you be valued, where you be applauded, where you be seen, where you can pour into others, where you can teach others what you know? All right, so let's see what your emotions are coming in yet. What your emotions are for you. You've got to process your feelings and change your tune again. Change your tune. Stop focusing on the opportunity you've missed. Stop focusing on what is not working. Stop focusing on what has been spilled. Stop focusing on what is leading you, what's giving you losses instead of results. Stop focusing on where you cannot reap. Stop focusing on plants that have not come into flourishing or fruition. Stop focusing on what's been lost. Change your tunes. Allow yourself to receive a new life. Allow yourself to receive the gift of a new career. Allow yourself to receive the gift of a new career opportunity. Allow yourself to receive the gift of a new job, of a new location, of a job move, of a career change that is going to be more prosperous, that is going to expand your income, that is going to pour into you, that is going to fulfill you emotionally, and is also going to fulfill you creatively. And it's also going to build your skills. Spirit is about to give you an all-in-one package, but you are being stuck on what you've lost. So you also got to process your feelings. It's time for you to stop holding on to what is not going to give you any sort of profitable return. It's time for you to process your feelings and allow yourself to move forward. It's time for you to process your feelings and allow yourself to move into this new journey, into working with your partner, into working in partnership with others, into being a team leader, into working as the boss, into being the manager, into being the supervisor. It's time for you to release your feelings of what you've lost, what has not come into fruition, so that you can move into the place of receiving more than you've ever desired or dreamed about. And this place spirit is taking you to, it's not you're still in transit. That's the thing. You're in transition. This next phase, this opportunity that is being presented to you, this new job that is being presented to you, that's not where you're supposed to end up. It is just in like you are in transit. It is just this next income bracket you are manifesting, that you're stepping into, with this opportunity being presented to you here. So you're going to allow yourself to change your tunes, to allow God, to allow Spirit, to allow your higher self bring you a new way of being, a new way of expressing yourself, of expressing your ideas. Music is also very important to you. You're someone who music helps you to, you might be someone who is a natural musician. You find yourself singing like just unexpectedly. But there's something about you needing to change your tunes at this time. Allow spirit take you to where you can have a different emotional feel. You can have a different emotional play, a different emotional experience, a different emotional just time for you to have a new set of, to experience life anew, to have a new set of feelings associated with your work, associated with achievement, associated with your accomplishments. So you're going to allow yourself to release what's no longer working, to release what is no longer fulfilling. Are you going to allow yourself to release these cups that have overturned? They're not going to bring you any sort of value, any sort of profit, any sort of reward, any sort of success, any sort of just this feeling of accomplishment. That's why I still keep coming back to. You might have been someone who sets goals that, oh, you must achieve this at a certain age, at a certain stage, and these opportunities that didn't pan out as you expected, they are making you kind of like miss the goal point you've set for yourself. Like, oh, at a certain age, at a certain time, I would have achieved this, I would have gotten this, I would have created this, I would have accumulated this much. Are you going to allow yourself to release this guilt, the regret, what is no longer working, so that you can step forward into this new life, into this new beginning, working in partnership, being a leader, teaching others, guiding others, coaching others, showing them how to do the work you do. No longer the apprentice. You are now the master. You are the teacher who has to teach others. This is time for you to change your tune and allow yourself to experience a new life, experience a new way of being, experience a new way of creating, experience a new way of being, doing your work, experience a new way of making money, experience a new way of receiving income, experience a new way of being paid in a way that fulfills you, not just financially, but also emotionally, also fulfills you creatively. That is what Spirit is trying to bring to you. There's something about your spouse here also being someone who has given you the ideas. Your spouse is someone who has brought, giving you ideas that you're supposed to move forward with, but you're struggling to buy into what they're saying. Spirit, please clarify. Okay, so you got Victoria, connection, serenity. Oui, yes, lienouage, confusion, uncertainty, difficulty. So as I was saying, this is you right now. This is your energy. Your head is in the clouds. You are confused. But your spouse, this person, confirmation, yes. This person has given you the ideas. Again, the star. Can you see? Again, this is time for you to make a wish, for you to surrender to serenity, for you to surrender to synchronicity, for you to surrender to divine timing, for you to surrender to fated connections, fated guidance to you, where you're being guided to. This opportunity that is being made to you, that is being presented to you, is not logical. It's not it doesn't fit in with your plans. That's the word. It doesn't fit in with your plans. But your spouse, your partner, and you're closing your ears, you're closing your eyes, you don't want to listen to this thing, you don't want to buy into this idea, you don't want to believe that that's the way it has to go. But Spirit is saying that's the way it has to go. You got to start twice. So you're going to allow yourself to surrender to divine connection. There's also something about this being aligned with your soul purpose, this new way you're moving, this new thing you're supposed to be doing, this opportunity being presented to you is in alignment with your soul purpose. So you're going to allow yourself to listen to this person who has been dropping the hints and tips and just trying to nudge you into moving the way you should go, so that you release all this cloudy confusion. this regret, this missed opportunity, you allow yourself to change your tunes and step into a new life, step into a new beginning, step into a new way, a way that allows you to express who you truly are in the most confident version of you, the most confident, the most self assured, the most authoritative in a good way version of you wants to pop out. It wants to come on scene now, but you are focused on what did not work. Where spirit is like, I want to start, I want you to start doing less and receiving more. I want you to start delegating to others. I want you to be focused on the strategic goals, on the strategic deliverables, and leave the, the minuscule, the work, the day-to-day details. Leave it to the people who are like your subordinates, who are the team members you're supposed to be guiding, the team members you're supposed to be teaching, the team members you're supposed to be upskilling. Leave those day to day that does not really push the needle forward. Leave it to them so that you can focus on the big goals. There's something also about a trip that needs to happen. You guys, you're in transit, right? Even this opportunity being presented to you, this opportunity being presented to you, is not where that's not your final stop. It's just that it is the next stop. It is not your final stop. It is simply the next stop. You guys, there's also a move that needs to happen with this opportunity being presented to you. You are going to be moving. Where you are is not where this opportunity is. You need to move to where this opportunity to grow your confidence, this opportunity that is going to allow you to step into the role of being the boss, or being the leader, or being the manager, or being the authority figure in your field, in your career, in your industry, in your profession. Spirit is trying to position you as the authority figure, and it's going to be something that builds up your confidence, so that when you are going to the next stage again, your confidence is a lot more built up. You would have been able to acquire the leadership skills, not just self leadership, but also leading other people. You'd have been able to acquire the execution drive to not just deliver on your own deliverables, not just your own objectives, but on how to get people to get results, how to get people to do the work that generates the results that really matter. All right, listen. What do you have here from your higher self? Oh, travel. So your life purpose involves traveling. There's also something. Remember, I already told you guys are going to be traveling for this job, for this opportunity being presented to you. But your life purpose involves traveling, and at this time, you need to allow yourself, because what I'm even saying, like this opportunity being presented to you, to give you the time, the experience, the resources, to pay your bills. So for some of you, you might be needing to like supervise people across different geographical zones, different time zones, different cities, and your job is going to be sponsoring everything. And you're someone who actually likes traveling, and your job is going to be sponsoring these moves. So you don't have to stress yourself about tickets, travel documents, all of those. Your job is going to be sponsoring it. Spirit is trying to take you to a place where your light can be seen in different by different groups of people. Your light can be seen in different locations. Your light can be seen by different sets of people. So what spirit is trying to bring to you, this opportunity is going to lead to your next income bracket. It's not just going to fulfill you financially, it's also going to make you feel seen, celebrated, applauded, accredited. I'm also hearing you are going to be working on the move. You'll find yourself spending a lot more time in airports, in train stops, being on the move, working on the move, and it fills you with a lot of joy, because you have the opportunity then to meet a lot more people, shine your light with a lot more people, teach a lot more people, interact with a lot more people, communicate with a lot more people, and all of these things are going to fill you up in a way more than these losses you think you've incurred would have ever filled you. It's like you are focusing on one thing which has gone wrong, and spirit is trying to bring 10 other blessings into your life. Okay, so at this time, your higher self is just confirming you need to travel, you need to live where you currently are, you need to take up this opportunity being presented to you in a new land, in a new place. And this opportunity being given to you is not only going to expand your income bracket, it's also going to make you a lot more confident. It's going to make you a lot more confident at this time. Let's see. Is there anything else you need to know about this incoming opportunity? Ooh, again, the eight of coins. The same message, like this confusion, the same with letting go. So that was tripled confirmation. With process your feelings. These four cards, they mean the same thing. See again, eight of coins, and then you got travel. Yeah, change your tunes, change your life, change your location, change your place, change your expression. For some of you, this will require a language change. Also, the language you've been speaking now is not the language you're going to be speaking. Where you're going to. Again, you got the eight of coins. You've got the eight of coins. There's also something again twice in the same reading. There's something about, see, this eight of coins. This is for to make you confident. New skills that will boost your confidence. You've become the master of your technical skills. Now it's time to build your soft skills. Building up your soft skills, building up your leadership skills, your communication skills, your strategic skills, not relying on your technical skills now. This is relying on your non-technical skills. What really pushes the needle forward? Your strategic skills, your organization skills, your leadership skills, your communication skills. Those are the things that are going to expand your next income bracket. So right now, allow yourself to release the guilt associated with the fact that, oh, you wish what you were working for, you wish it had panned out the way you planned out, because maybe you had made plans to some other people or you had made promises. There's something about you feeling a lot more regrets, not just because this thing didn't work out, but because you feel like maybe you had communicated to certain persons or you had made promises that, oh, when this thing comes about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. It's time for you to change your path. It's time for you to allow yourself to be taken to where you can explore more, where you can express more, where you can explore what brings you joy, what brings you fulfillment. Can you see the way this guy is happy? Happy to be working on the move. Where you can diagnose things, where you can become it's I'm also still waking up this energy of you being a consultant. Not exactly management consultant, but people coming to you with their problems, teams around for your company, in your industry, just calling you like, oh, can you help us fix this? And then it's in another city, and then they'll pay for your travel, they'll pay for your trip. So it's like you're getting the opportunity to do what you love, which is travel and explore, and you're also being paid for it. No expenses to you, they'll cover your accommodation, boarding, everything, your travel, your trip, everything, and then you're still paid for it. You're being paid to do. Spirit is trying to give you the place where you'll be paid to do what you enjoy doing at no cost to you. So allow yourself to release what you've outgrown. Allow yourself to release this loss. Walk away from this loss. There's nothing to be gained from this situation. And move into partnership. There's also something I'm picking up about maybe you guys being single now and needing to couple up as your partner. Your romantic partner is also going to be, there's something about them being creative, you being, because there's also a business idea or a project you're going to be working on together. But this is about you really coming into partnership, not just with your romantic partner, but with the people you work with. For some of you, this opportunity being presented to you to not be an exact like a job offer, it will be more like a partnership offer. Even if it's couched at first as a job offer, then they change it like, oh, why don't you take up more risk to get more reward by signing on as a business partner instead of just an employee? Although the employee position they are also offering you is something at a greater level that requires you to be a leader, a boss, a manager, a supervisor. All right, let's see. What do your ancestors have to say at this time? Ooh, you guys may be manifestors or manifesting generators. You got Modaji, manifestation, as well as Mami Water, naked. You might also have Pisces placement significant in your chart. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. There's abundance here, there's fertility here, but it's going to require you to walk away from what's no longer working. It's going to require you to shed your old skin. It's going to require you to leave behind what you've outgrown. It's going to require you to leave behind what is not profitable anymore. It's going to require you to step forward with faith, with trust. Stepping forward in faith, stepping forward in trust, knowing that you can manifest all the abundance you want into your life. Knowing that you can call in your coins. There's so much abundance here for you. You guys are able to bring things into existence. You might be manifestors or manifesting generators. You're able to bring things into existence faster once you focus on it. And that's also what Spirit is trying to get you to do. There are ideas that you need to birth to life. There are processes, there are frameworks. You are supposed to introduce new ways of doing things into your industry, into your career, into your professional line, your profession, your career, your industry, your niche, your sector. There are things you're supposed to bring to life that only you can bring to life. But it's going to require you to step into these roles with boldness that only you can do this thing. That's why it's been given to you. That's why Spirit is trying to lead you to these new beginnings, where you be celebrated, places where you be seen, where you be celebrated. Allow yourself to release this thing you've outgrown, this loss. Allow yourself to walk away from loss. It's like you're holding your energy back from moving forward into freedom, into financial freedom, into receiving more, into abundance. You're holding your energy back from having these experiences because you're locking up your energy into the reason why you feel so lost, so confused, so uncertain, so stuck right now. Your head feels like it's in the cloud. You have a lot of emotions, a lot of doubts, a lot of fears, it's just very foggy, it's very cloudy. It's because you are stuck. You are looking at the past instead of you to admit and accept that, okay, this is a loss. Let me write off my losses and let me move forward. But you're trying to see, oh, how can I turn this loss? Maybe I don't have to lose everything. Maybe I can still salvage it. Maybe I can still. There's nothing to be salvaged from this. This is a loss that you need to move forward from. All right, my love. So if you chose the 3 tiger's eye, okay, this is what's stopping you from moving into your next income bracket. And what you need to do is allow yourself to walk away, receive the new opportunity being presented to you, allow yourself to step into partnership, into leadership, into authority, so that you can manifest these ideas that Spirit is bringing to you, where you'll be paid to travel. Ooh, that's so sweet. You'll be paid to travel. Okay? Alright, baby. I love you. If this reading resonated with you, leave a comment. Let me know. Okay? I'd like to hear your feedback. If it's the first time you're seeing my channel, do subscribe so that you can always stay notified of new videos. So hit the subscribe button. And if this video resonated with you, make sure you like and leave a comment. Tell others, okay? If you have friends, if you have, colleagues that are struggling to expand their community, their income brackets, let them, guide them, and share this video with them. All right, baby. I love you. See you in my next reading.